Good morning, St. Francis. Good morning, people of God. It is Friday, the 4th of July, 2025, Friday of the 13th week of the year, the 13th week at Ordinary Time. I think I said it was the 14th week yesterday, leaving Phoenix, but no, it's the 13th week of the year still, the 14th week this Sunday. It is the Friday of the 13th week of the year. It is also the 4th of July, as I said, so happy Independence Day to everybody. So good to fly, and where am I? I'm flying again at the airport. I was here yesterday to come back from Phoenix, and now I am back in the airport again to go to New Jersey to help out with masses this weekend. So it's been a whirlwind, and all kinds of things like that. So, but it is the 4th of July. Good to always fly on a holiday. It's not that crowded. It's not that busy. So yeah, let's see if it works. Okay, so there are special readings for today if we wanted to celebrate the 4th of July about God and country and things like that. But if we keep with the readings for that are today's, going where we've been going and having been with Genesis, we now find the death of Sarah, a ripe old age. It says 120. Abraham also dies at a ripe old age too. Again, were people meant to live forever in that garden called Eden? It's never clear. That's important to realize. Death is not a punishment that comes from eating that apple. Again, we sometimes consider it, and even Paul, thought it was, but it's the fear of death that causes bad things to happen. It isn't that death happens and it's a bad thing. Again, we move from this life to the next, through death. So the fact that these ancients lived long lives, exaggeration or not, is there, for us to ponder and to reflect upon. But Sarah passes into history. She dies. Abraham mourns her and then needs to bury her. Now he's among the Hittites, which are kind of a people between Israel and Syria. Again, he settles in the northern part of Israel. He does not move south yet. Others will do that. So he's in Israel. He'll move south later on. But he's among these people whose property is theirs, and he needs to bury Sarah. So he asks God, he asks the Hittites for land to purchase so he can bury Sarah, and the Hittites, who are good people, seem to give it to him. After that, he knows death is approaching, and he asks his servant, make sure that you take my son back to my kinsmen and my kinspeople, which would be Ur of the Chaldeans on the Persian Gulf, and find a wife there. And the servant says, well, if I can't find one, should I just leave, Isaac there? And no, don't do that, because this is where God's promise is going to be fulfilled about a great nation and descendants as numerous as sand on the shore, stars in the sky, and things like that. So they go, and again, it's never ever leave him there. He's supposed to be here, and so they go to Ur the Chaldeans, and they find Rebecca, and Rebecca becomes Isaac's wife. And as this ends, the pain that Isaac felt at the death of his mother is now replaced and consoled with the joy of now having found Rebecca and finding love in Rebecca, and so with Rebecca. And so, again, no stories of death, no stories of God destruction, no stories of God, getting vengeance. It is the natural course of life, but again, how life continues, and in that continuation of life, God's promises, are being fulfilled. In Matthew's Gospel today, we have the call of Matthew, the tax collector, and basically how Jesus hangs out with disreputable people, and the scribes and Pharisees, who are again very prim and proper and very holy people, don't like that. And Jesus basically says, I've come to call sinners and not the righteous. The righteous don't need, to have me around because they believe themselves to be so righteous. But, it is those who are broken, who are hurt, and who are discarded, and who are thrown to the side that need me. And that's the ones who I talk to. Now, it's important to realize, again, that this is both the rich sometimes and then also the poor. Tax collectors were very well off. Tax collectors were living very comfortable lives by the world's standards and by the standards of, again, a society and a culture. But were they, happy? Were they truly at peace within themselves? Did they truly find life and hope, in what they were doing? Jesus reaches out to them. Jesus calls to them, and their lives, again, as well as those that are on the margins, are transformed. Again, the totality of salvation, again, is what Matthew looks at. The totality of salvation is what this passage asks us to reflect upon. So many times we think that those who are well off, have everything they need and then don't need anything else, when actually they perhaps might be also in need of most help and most reassurance that they are indeed also loved. And that love is real, and the love is not, manipulative and whatever it is. That this love allows them, to embrace, the wonders and beauty of God, just as the proclamation to the poor and the marginalized does the same. A happy 4th of July, a blessed day, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord give you his peace.